The shimmering heat haze above the crimson sands of Xylos distorted the twin suns, making them appear to bleed into the horizon. Kaelan, shielded by a personal force field, squinted, trying to discern shapes in the swirling dust. Beside him, Elara adjusted the focusing lens of her chronometer, her expression grim. "The anomaly is intensifying," she reported, her voice a low hum within their comms. "Temporal distortion is at 97%. They were searching for it at the Nexus Point, the alleged tear in the fabric of time that the Oracle of Xylos had foreseen. Its discovery was crucial. The encroaching shadow blight threatened to consume the entire galactic concordance, and the Oracle's prophecy hinted that the Nexus Point held the key to either salvation or utter annihilation. "Anything on the sensor sweep, Reese?" Kaelan asked, his hand instinctively resting on the hilt of his energy blade. Reese, a stoic xenolinguist and tech specialist, responded without looking up from his console. "Minimal readings, Kaelan. It's almost as if the Nexus is actively concealing itself." He paused, fingers flying across the holographic interface. "Wait. I'm picking up residual psychic echoes. Powerful ones. They seem fragmented, lost." "Lost echoes?" Lyra questioned, her gaze sweeping the desolate landscape. "Meaning someone was here, used the Nexus, and then vanished. Or was forced to," Reese corrected. "The echoes are laced with fear, disorientation, and a significant amount of mental discipline. Someone attempted to mask their presence, but the residual imprint remains." Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. A crack appeared in the crimson sand, widening rapidly to reveal a swirling vortex of iridescent energy. The air crackled with raw power, and the twin suns seemed to dim as if in reverence. "It's activating," Lyra breathed, her voice filled with a mixture of awe and apprehension. As the vortex stabilized, a figure emerged, a woman, tall and regal, clad in shimmering silver armor. Her face was pale and drawn, her eyes burning with an unnerving intensity. She stumbled slightly, then caught herself, her gaze sweeping across the trio with an almost feral desperation. "You shouldn't be here," she rasped, her voice echoing with a haunting resonance. "Turn back, before it's too late." Kaelan stepped forward, his energy blade humming softly. "Who are you, and what do you know about the Nexus?" The woman hesitated, her expression shifting between defiance and despair. "My name is Elara. I was sent to protect it, to seal it." She glanced back at the swirling vortex as if fearing something hidden within. "But I failed. They found a way to bypass the safeguards. They are coming." "Who is they?" Lyra pressed, her hand reaching for her neural disruptor. Elara's eyes widened in terror. "The Chronophages. Devourers of time. They feed on temporal energy, leaving only barren voids in their wake. They saw the Nexus as a feast, a gateway to unimaginable power." Reese let out a low whistle. "Chronophages. They were thought to be myth. Legends whispered among the archivists of Chronos. They are real," Elara confirmed, a voice trembling. "And they are drawn to this place. They can perceive the ripples, the fluctuations in the timeline. Your presence here has amplified the signal." Kaelan felt a chill run down his spine. The stakes had just escalated beyond anything they could have imagined. "How long do we have?" Elara struggled to articulate her response. "They move through the currents of time, bending them to their will. I estimate perhaps a standard cycle, maybe less." "And what can we do?" Lyra asked, her voice tight with urgency. Elara's gaze fell to the ground, and she seemed to shrink under the weight of her own failure. I tried to establish a temporal lock, a tether to prevent them from fully breaching the timeline. It's weakened, but it still offers a sliver of hope. If you can reinforce it, if you can find a way to stabilize the Nexus, you might be able to buy some time. Enough time for the Concordance to prepare, to rally their forces." She began to recite a series of complex vocalizations, a temporal incantation that vibrated the very air around them. As she chanted, Elara's hands glowed with a silvery light, projecting a shimmering web of energy that enveloped the Nexus Point. "I need your help," she pleaded, her voice strained. "You must synchronize your minds with mine, to channel your collective psychic energy into the lock. But be warned, it's incredibly dangerous. The Chronophages will sense your intrusion. They will try to stop you." Kaelan exchanged a glance with Lyra and Reese. They understood the risks. Failure meant not just their own destruction, but the potential collapse of the entire Concordance. "Let's do it," Kaelan said, his voice resolute. He reached out, grasping Elara's hand. Lyra and Reese followed suit, forming a psychic triangle, their minds linking with Elara's in a torrent of raw emotion and temporal energy. The world around them dissolved into a swirling kaleidoscope of colors and sensations. They experienced fragmented glimpses of the past and future, rise and fall of civilizations, the birth and death of stars. It was overwhelming, disorienting, but they focused, drawing strength from each other, their minds united in a single unwavering purpose. Suddenly, a guttural roar echoed through the vortex, shaking their connection. A shadowy figure emerged, its form shifting and distorting, its eyes burning with cold, predatory intelligence. "Intruders!" it hissed, its voice a cacophony of temporal echoes. "You dare interfere with the feast!" The chronophage lunged towards them, its form blurring with impossible speed. Kalen felt a searing pain as it attempted to disrupt their psychic link. He braced himself, channeling his energy blade, ready to defend them. But before he could react, Elara unleashed a blast of concentrated neural energy, momentarily stunning the chronophage. It staggered back, giving them a precious few seconds to solidify their psychic connection. "It's not enough," Elara gasped, her voice strained. "They're already trying to break the lock." Reese, his face contorted in concentration, began to analyze the chronophage's temporal signature. "I've detected a vulnerability," he announced. "Its movements are governed by a rigid temporal rhythm. If we can disrupt that rhythm, we can create a momentary window, a breach in its defenses." He began to emit a series of complex sonic frequencies, subtly altering the chronophage's perception of time. The creature stumbled, its movements becoming erratic. "Now!" Elara cried, her voice laced with desperation. Together they amplified their psychic energy, focusing it into a single, concentrated beam that slammed into the temporal law. The vortex pulsed with blinding light, and a wave of raw power surged outwards, pushing back the chronophage. For a moment the lock held, but the chronophage recovered quickly, its form solidifying, its eyes burning with renewed intensity. "This is merely a temporary reprieve," it snarled. "The feast will continue. You cannot stop us." As it spoke, another figure emerged from the vortex, a massive, shadowy beast with tentacles of pure temporal energy. This was clearly a high-ranking chronophage, a harbinger of destruction. Elara screamed, her psychic link faltering. "They're sending reinforcements." Kalen felt a surge of despair. They were outmatched, outgunned, but he refused to surrender. He looked at his companions, their faces grim but resolute. "We're not done yet," he said, his voice ringing with defiance. "Let's show them what the Galactic Concordance is made of." He activated his energy blade, the crimson light illuminating the desolate landscape. The fight for the Nexus Point had just begun, and the fate of the entire galaxy hung in the balance. Suddenly, a new sensation washed over them, a ripple in the fabric of reality, a subtle shift in the flow of time. It felt familiar. Reese gasped. Undetected, another temporal signature incredibly powerful. It's overriding the chronophage's influence. A figure materialized within the vortex, bathed in golden light. It was a woman ancient and wise, her eyes filled with the weight of millennia. She wore robes of shimmering starlight, and her presence radiated an aura of unimaginable power. "Greetings, children of the Concordance," she said, her voice echoing with celestial resonance. "I am the guardian of the timelines, and I have been watching.